without fear. It's the dude without fear here. And I am on a mission. I'm on a mission to acquire some comic books that I have been waiting for 2 months. That might give you an idea of what I'm talking about. I am not heading to a comic book store. I am not heading to meet a private seller that I found on Facebook or Craigslist or comicsforhotties.com, anything like that. I am just going to a place that most of you have quite a few of these around you, and that place is, unfortunately, it's Walmart. So I've actively been trying to avoid Walmart since the coronavirus and everything, but this is the only place to get what I'm looking for. So in the spirit of people panicking, I'm going to mask up as I go in. But why not mask up with some style? Now, I'm not gonna get in on this mask debate. I'm an American, so if you want to wear a mask, then you can. If you don't, then don't. That's your decision. They can't tell you what to do. So, but I'm wearing it just as my buddy, the Dread Pirate Mustache, says. 6 months ago, if you were walking around in a mask, you would not be able to do that. You would freak everybody out. But now they expect you to, and if you don't, they sneer and snarl at you. So I'm only wearing it because I can at the moment, and it's really rad. So here is what I came for. Allegiant Art. And why do they have stickers on them again? They're not supposed to. That's disappointing. But hopefully they got them all. This is Bass Reeves, number 2. Make sure my cart's not wet there. Here's Futurists, number 2. Oh, yeah, that one's in good shape. Nora Saga, number 2. And Red Rooster, number 2. And that is what I came for. So let's look around since I'm here and see what else I can find. I cannot come to Walmart and not look at action figures and toys. I just have to do it. It's pretty cool. Real Ghostbusters figures. Those are like retro reissues. I had a figure like that. Pretty cool. It's a pretty cool Luke Skywalker figure. These are weird. Look really cartoony. Not my cup of tea, bro. Got some Godzilla and Kong figures. But where's the good stuff? Wow, I don't really have any. Oh, okay. X-Man, that's pretty cool. Age of Apocalypse Weapon X. It's pretty rad. Wild Child, also pretty rad. And then a bunch of crap that I don't care about. Let's check out DC's figures. Now these are done by McFarlane, dude. And they look like crap. Look at his face. Look how huge that bat symbol is. This does not look good. Very disappointing. McFarlane stuff is typically really good, but look at that. That's just not cool. Alright. So I didn't really get to talk about these Allegiant Art Books before. So Marvel and DC, they both have comics that are available at Walmart, and there's some comics that you can get, you know, from your local comic store. Others are like special variants that are only at Walmart and all this stuff. And they come in 3 and 4 packs, which is, you know, kind of reminiscent of the old days. You know, you could go to the grocery store and find some comics in a 3 or 5 pack, and it was always cool to see what you got. I love stuff like that, but I haven't bought any of those for Marvel and DC. But these Allegiant Arts, like, there used to be, when you were a kid, there used to be spinner racks in comic stores, or when I was a kid, there used to be spinner racks in comic stores grocery stores and like drugstores and places like that sold comic books. And they're what you call the newsstand editions when you're looking at direct versus newsstand. That's what newsstand was. They were sold on newsstands. So Marvel and DC kind of really stopped doing that, and they haven't done that for a long time. And so this company was started by a couple people that had done some work for Marvel in the past, and they wanted to branch out into this really untapped market, because Walmarts are all over the nation, and they are at my store that you just saw. You know, they were right at the toy section, which is ingenious. You know, like if a kid was walking by and saw comic books, they'd probably be like, oh crap, comic books, and they'd pick it up and they'd look at it. And you know, that's who this company is marketing towards. They're marketing to this untapped market, because like Marvel and DC's books, you can't flip through them and see if it's something that you want. If you flipped through some of them, you'd be like, I don't want this trash. But like with these Allegiant Arts, they're allowed to flip through them and stuff. And so I read the first issues of all 4 books when they came out. I was super stoked. I was all about promoting them and everything, and I still am. I've been looking forward to these books for, like I said, 2 months, because they come out every 2 months. And they were all really good. The one that I enjoyed the least was the Futurists. That one kind of just didn't grab me so much, but Reeves was really freaking good, and so was Red Rooster. dude, Red Rooster was so good. And that was probably my favorite one. Those Red Rooster and Bass Reeves. Nora Saga is okay. It wasn't bad. It was interesting. It piqued my interest. But it's got kind of like a young adult feel to it, which is fine. That's who these are for. They're not for dudes in their 30s, you know. But they're geared towards kids. But like that one anyway is geared towards kids. But that's the good thing about comics like that, is people of all ages can enjoy them. You could read them with your kids, you know. So, but I really enjoyed them all, and I'm very much looking forward to reading the second issues of all 4 of these books. Some of them are, like I said, they're really good stuff, and we'll see what happens with these. So let's get to the house and start reading some comics. All right, so I just finished reading these 4 issues of the second issues of all these Allegiant Art books, and I'm just going to give you a quick run through of each title and what I thought of it, and then I'll talk about the books themselves and the company and Allegiant Art in general. So I'm going to start with Red Rooster. This is issue 1, and this is issue 2 that just came out this week. This is what I just read. So Red Rooster is the superhero book of the 4, and it's really good. It's like a mixture of, it's like a mashup of Captain America and Superman. It's like they just kind of combine them. And if you read it, you'll know what I mean. But it's set a long time ago. It's set issue 1, I'm sure, tells you when it's set, but I haven't read it in 2 months, so I don't remember. But it's, if I had to estimate, I'd say somewhere in the 1940s. And so as far as I know, Red Rooster doesn't have any powers. He's just a dude. And so it kind of just throws you into the world. Like, there's not, like, it doesn't, to my memory, it doesn't start out with an origin story or anything like that. These characters are just kind of, they're just kind of there. And I kind of like that. It's kind of cool, because it's like, you don't have to know anything. You can just enjoy it. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, I've got questions, but it doesn't hinder me from enjoying the book, the story. So this is like, so he's got, it's kind of like some Justice Society feel to it. It's him and his sidekick, and his sidekick is not like Bucky or Robin, where they're like a smaller, younger version of the main hero. This dude's huge. He's way bigger than Red Rooster. He's like this giant, strong guy, and so he's it's kind of an interesting sidekick and hero matchup, because the sidekick could probably kick the main hero's butt, but they're just kind of like partners, you know. And but it's, so he's got this team of these heroes that he's trying to assemble, because there's these team of villains that are trying to take over, like, the town that he operates in. It's called Big Town, similar to, you know, Smallville. So they're all assembling to stop them, and it was just cool. It was just fun. And it's just a good story, and it makes you want to keep reading it, which is a good book. If you want to keep reading to see what happens, that's a good sign. So Red Rooster, really cool. Next, I'll talk about probably my favorite book in the series, Bass Reeves. And this is issue 1, and this is the one I just read. Came out this week, issue 2. I didn't know until I read issue 1 that Bass Reeves was a real dude. He was the first black U.S. Marshal. And so issue 1, it's like kind of introducing who he is. He's a man of faith, and he is a man of character, and he is a lawman, right? And he's very good at it, and he's kind of like, in the comic, he's kind of John Wickish, right? Like he's a bad dude, and he always catches his dude, and it's just really cool. And then issue 2, it kind of deals with the struggles that his family's having because he's out being a lawman and doing all this stuff. He's away from his family and away from his kids, and his kid is kind of suffering for it because his dad's not around to be that example, and he's starting to misbehave, and so that makes Bass struggle with doing what he does, and should he continue to do it. And it was very cool. It's a very, it's only been 2 issues, and already like it's dealt with a lot of stuff, and it really honestly makes me want to read up on Bass Reeves and like find a biography of him and read about him, because he sounds like a really cool dude. And I'm sure he's glorified some in the comic book. I'm sure that he's made cooler with things that it portrays in the comic, but it's still grounded in some reality, and he was still obviously a super cool dude. So Red Rooster and Bass Reeves, top 2 favorite. They are super good books. And so Bass Reeves is like a Western comic, and I've never really read Western comics before, and I like it a lot. It's super cool. Next, we'll talk about... Oh no, dropped it. We'll talk about the Futurists. So this one is like this one is drawn by Butch Juice. I don't know how you say his name. Geis, whatever. Butch Geis, I think, is actually how you pronounce it. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Don't have such a difficult name to pronounce. Anyway, so this is issue 1, and this is issue 2. Now, of the number 1s, this was my least favorite. It didn't really capture me, and I didn't know if I was going to continue to buy it, because it was just kind of like, I don't know. But issue 2 was much more interesting, and it's still not amazing, but I think it's going to be one of those like slow burns, where like it starts out kind of slow, but it gets really good. And so it's starting to get super interesting towards the end of this, and it's like, oh man, what are they going to do? Like, what's going on? And yeah, I'm going to buy issue 3 because I want to know what's going on. And so this was really good. So this is I kind of don't really know what it's about. It's about this dude who is, I don't know what year it is. It's probably in the 1800s. He's running away because he killed this dude, because this dude's after like some sort of like ancient artifact, and he's been searching for it and all this stuff, and he kills him because he was trying to kill him, and then he runs away from these Scottish dudes that are chasing him to apprehend him. And so he runs away and leaves his family because he believes that what he is doing and what he's after is incredibly important. and incredibly powerful, and he doesn't want it to fall into the wrong hands. And so issue 2 is really kind of about how it affects his family, and specifically his daughter, because he's got this, this story's been told about him that he is a murderer and he's a traitor and all this stuff. And, he's like telling his daughter, this isn't, don't believe what you hear about me. They're saying that, but it's not true. And so, it was interesting. It's very interesting. It's obviously got some sort of, I imagine there's time travel involved in it. I'm not sure. They haven't really talked about that yet, but dude's got some technology, and he exists in a time that there is no technology. So I don't know if they've traveled in time and he's found this technology, or if this technology just kind of is existing, kind of like a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen type thing. I don't know. But it's getting good. It's definitely piqued my interest, and I will buy issue 3. The last one is probably one of the most popular ones. I'm not really sure why, but it's Nora Saga, and this is issue 1. And that's one of the coolest covers of the first 4. It definitely had the coolest cover, and just the cover alone kind of makes you want to read it. Very good cover. Second one, not so cool of a cover. But so Nora Saga is about this girl who lives with her dad because her mom passed away, and she just doesn't fit in, and her dad's not really like, this is, of course, what I remember from issue 1. I could be wrong about some of the details, but she doesn't fit in at school, and she, she's just, her life's not great because she doesn't really have any friends because they all hate her because of, how she dresses and all this stuff, and they think that she's bad. And so her and her dad go off to get her some clothes. He can't really afford it, but he knows that it's going to help her, and so he bites the bullet, and he's going to go help his kid out, get her some clothes, or she's not being made fun of and all this stuff. And so as they're driving, I'm pretty sure they're in Canada, and it's very snowy, and like a deer runs out in front of them, and they swerve, and something happens, and she wakes up in like a Viking village in Viking times. And then issue 2 picks up, and so it's her kind of like responding and reacting to her being, she doesn't know where she is. She thinks that she's in some kind of like weird Amish village, but like this village is getting attacked by these Viking raiders, and so she's trying to survive and stay alive and all this stuff and figure out what's going on. And then she kind of finally figures out that she's, I don't know if she's aware that she has been transported to another time, if she even has been transported to another time. I assume that she has, but she could just be another dimension. But she's been transported to this Viking era, and she essentially finds this out, and she learns from this mage that she can go, that there's only one way she could get back. There's only one portal, and she tells her how to activate it. And so she starts her quest to go get the key to activate the portal. And of the second issues, I would probably say that Nora's Saga issue 2 was the worst of the second issues. Futurists being the worst, in my opinion, of the first issues. But even though it was the one that I probably enjoyed the least, it was still really good. And they're all really good books. And so most people that I've talked to about them online and comment groups and stuff say that their two biggest issues are the price, because they're $4.99, and that they're being handled by all these people in Walmart. And you can see from my video, like, some of them, the first ones, I tended to pick up the second one that was in the stack, because the first one most likely has been touched by people. And the first ones of the first two that I got, they were a little beat up, and so that's why I got the second ones, and the second ones were fine. But they are $5, but they only come out twice. They only come out once every 2 months, but they are very good quality books. Like, they are very thick. Like, they are probably as thick as a book and a half from Marvel, because they're printed on high quality paper, and they just feel high quality. So that is good. And so they are also, so far, they're high quality stories. Like, they're all very good. If you're not willing to pay $5 for them, that's totally up to you. But I personally don't mind paying $5 for them because of the quality of the books, the art, the story, the paper, the ink. It's all very high quality stuff. Okay? The only thing that I do not like about these books, it could be cheaper. It could be $4.90, $3.99. It could be $4, like most of your comic books. But even if it was $4, the thing that I despise about it is that they have came with stickers on them. And so if I was paying, it doesn't matter what I was paying for it. If I was paying $1.50 for it and it came with a sticker on it, I would still hate that it has that sticker on it. Now, if the stickers just came off, it's fine. Like on the Futurist issue 1, there's like a tiny little spot here where there's some sticker residue. But like these Nora Sagas, like you can see, and I'll put a picture up too, you can see the sticker residue, especially on this white background. And like, dude, I'm paying $5 for this book, and it's, once I take that sticker off, I'm paying for it damaged, essentially, because that sticker, if it doesn't come off with all the residue on it as well, then it's damaged the book. And I take very good care of my stuff, and I am very particular about condition of books, and I hate that friggin' sticker. So when issues 1 came out, I messaged them and I said, "Hey, this is a problem," and this is their response to me. They essentially said that, "Hey man, thanks for reaching out. The sticker was a surprise to us as well. We have spoken to them, and this should be taken care of in the July books." Well, it clearly wasn't, and but I know that it's not Allegiant Art's fault. It's Walmart's fault. Walmart is not supposed to be putting stickers on the books, because in all honesty, man, so like on issue 1, in issue 1 of the books, the price tag was on the back of it. You can't see it because it's in this board, but it was on the back of it. There's no price on the front, which is probably why they put the sticker on it, right? Well, on issue 2, it says $4.98 down here at the bottom, and it's on the back. So there's no need for Walmart to be putting these friggin' stickers on there. So Allegiant Arts, if you ever watch this, please, 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 man, get those stickers off those books, because I don't want to buy damaged books, and I really like these books and I want to continue buying them, but these stickers, man, it really sucks to be paying knowing that I've got a damaged book. And I even tried like heating them up, and I stuck them in front of a heater for like a minute just to like get the sticker a little warm, and maybe that glue would come off, but that didn't help at all. The only one of the three that I bought, the only one that didn't leave any residue was Bass Reeves 2, and the other three, they've all got some residue on them, and that sucks. So excluding these stupid friggin' stickers, these books are awesome, and I would definitely recommend buying them. The good thing is that these stickers, they're on everybody's books. So, I mean, you know, as long as they're in great condition for every other thing, then someone else isn't going to have a better conditioned book than you, because they've all got these freaking stickers on them. So, but if you want good stories, maybe you don't even care. Like, if you don't care about the stickers and you don't care about the condition, then that's great. Go buy these books, because they're freaking good. But, you know, if you do care about them, just know that it's not just your book that's been affected. It's all of them that's been affected. So, I'm sure that they're not happy that these were put on the second issues as well. But yeah, these Allegiant Arts books are very good. I really dig them, and I'm going to continue buying them. I'm going to get issue 3 of all 4, and until one of them just jumps the shark, then I'll keep buying. But so yeah, so let me know in the comments what you think about the Allegiant Arts books if you've read them. Let me know what you think about the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and be excellent to each other. Love each other as you love yourself, and just be better people out there in this world. Okay, people need an example. You be the example. You be the change that you want to see in the world. So until next time, take it easy.